You wrote the perfect prompt, the formula, the act as trick, the magic words. Then you asked for a simple trip plan, and the model invented a hotel that doesn't exist with total confidence, and you almost booked it. Here's the uncomfortable truth from the people who ship this stuff for a living. The prompt was never the problem. Which raises the question this video answers straight at the end. Is prompt engineering dead? In 1 week of June 2025, Shopify CEO and Andrej Karpathy both said it out loud. The teams whose AI actually works do one thing differently, and that week the job got a new name. Here's the deal. 6 layers decide what your model sees. One measurable failure explains why your longest, most careful chats are your worst ones. And 2 of those layers you already know. The name is context engineering, not the art of asking better questions. The discipline of deciding what the model sees. Shopify's CEO put it simply, give the model everything it needs to plausibly solve the task. Watch what actually happens in the moment a model answers. It doesn't read your question, it reads a whole window of text around it. And you've probably never read most of yours. The ask you typed, it's a sliver, a thin slice of everything the model actually received. Polishing that slice while ignoring the rest is like rewriting one line of a letter someone else assembled. So let's open the window. Layer 1. System instructions. The rules the model was given before you said a word. Who it should be, what it must never do, how it should answer. And layer 1 fails quietly. Stack up rules for months and some of them fight. Be brief but explain fully. The model has to pick a winner and it never tells you it did. Layer 2. Knowledge. The document somebody or some system chose to hand the model for this answer. Chosen well, it answers from your facts. Chosen badly and something else happens. The right page gets buried. Under near duplicates, old drafts, lookalike copies that say almost the right thing. Hold that thought because in a minute we'll see it's measurably the worst thing in the window. Layers 3 and 4. Memory and history. What the model kept from past sessions and every word of this conversation so far. Both ride along into the window whether they help or not. You felt this one. An hour into a chat, the answers get strange. Because your own earlier wrong turn is still sitting in the window, quietly steering every answer that comes after it. Layer 5. Tools. What the model can reach and whatever those tools sent back. And layer 6, finally, is the ask. The prompt you polished for months. One voice in a crowd of 6, and it speaks last. 6 layers, 1 window, 1 budget. Every token from every layer lands in the same shared space, and every token competes with every other for the model's attention. That competition is where things break. The obvious fix arrived and everyone tried it. Bigger windows. 1,000,000 tokens of room. Stop choosing, just put everything in and let the model sort it out. It sounds so reasonable. Nearly everyone believed it. Then researchers actually measured what happens when you fill a giant window. It got worse. Not vaguely worse, not sometimes worse. Worse in a specific, repeatable, measurable way. And the failure has a name: context rot. In July 2025, researchers at Chroma tested 18 of the best models in the world. As input grows, performance decays. Even when the task stays trivially simple. And it's not a gentle slope. Models hold steady, then fall off a cliff. Your chat feels fine, and then one message later, it's lost. That's the shape they measured. Here's the detail that should change how you build. The worst poison wasn't length alone, it was lookalikes. Wrong answers that resemble right ones drag accuracy down hardest. Remember that buried page from layer 2? Why does this happen? Attention works in pairs. Every token gets compared with every other token. At 10,000 tokens, that's around 100 million pairs to track. The cost grows with the square. Anthropic's engineers call it an attention budget, and it pays diminishing returns. Every junk token you add taxes every good token already there. Adding isn't free, adding is spending, which flips the whole job. Context engineering isn't about fitting more in, it's subtraction. Anthropic states the goal plainly. The smallest set of high signal tokens that gets the outcome you want. Smallest, not largest. Hold that flip. It's half the verdict this title promised. Now about those 2 layers you already know. If you have spent time around AI systems or this channel, you've already met layer 2's machinery. It just wore a different name. RAG. Retrieval Augmented Generation is the knowledge layer done deliberately. Search your documents, pull the few right pages at the moment of need, place them in the window. RAG was context engineering all along. Done badly though, RAG is a context rot machine. Grab 20 lookalike chunks per question, pour them all in, and you've built an engine for exactly the failure Chroma measured. Layer 5 you might know too. Connecting tools to a model used to mean brittle custom glue. One hand-built connection per tool per app, breaking every time anything on either side changed. It didn't scale and everyone knew it. MCP standardized it. One protocol for everything the model can reach. But notice, every tool you connect has a definition, and that definition sits in the window, spending your attention budget before anyone asks anything. So the map holds films this channel already made. Retrieval was layer 2. Tool protocols were layer 5. They were never separate topics. They were regions of one discipline, deciding what the model sees. Why does this matter beyond your chats? MIT looked at enterprise AI pilots in 2025. 95 out of every 100 showed no measurable effect on profit. Only about 5 broke through. So what separated the 5? Here's the strange part. Gartner, the same summer, measured something completely different: whether agent projects survive. More than 4 in 10, they forecast, will be cancelled by the end of 2027. 2 studies, 2 different questions, 1 direction. The recurring diagnosis is bolting on. A company attaches a model to an old workflow and never redesigns what the model gets to see. The teams that break through do it in the other order. They engineer the window first. So here's the practice. 1. Read your window. Tonight, dump the exact text your model actually received and read it. You will find things in there you never sent on purpose. Everyone does. 2. This week, retrieve just in time. Stop front-loading every document that might matter. Fetch the page at the moment the task needs it, like a cook grabbing one ingredient instead of emptying the pantry onto the counter. 3. For anything long-running, compact and isolate. When a session runs long, summarize it and restart from the summary. And when an agent takes on a subtask, give that subtask its own clean window. Fresh budget, no rot. The whole discipline fits in one sentence you can reuse tomorrow. Every token earns its place in every layer, or it goes. That's the test. Run it on anything you build. And here's what happens to your prompt when the other 5 layers are engineered. It shrinks. The formulas, the tricks, the incantations, all of it falls away, and the ask becomes one plain sentence. Remember that perfect prompt from the start? The one the model answered with a confident invention? The magic words era is over, because the magic was never in the words. It was in the window. So the verdict the title promised. Prompt engineering isn't dead, it was demoted. From the whole job to one input among 6. Clear wording still helps, it just can't carry the window alone. Tomorrow, pick one workflow that keeps failing. Before you touch its prompt, audit its window. Read what the model received, cut what earns nothing, then judge. Most fixes live in the other 5 layers. And the honest limit. If it's one short question, no tools, no documents, no history, don't build machinery. A clear ask in a clean window is already engineered. This discipline is for systems, not one-liners. Because here's what's coming. An agent is context engineering at machine speed. A loop that rebuilds its own window every step. That's the next film. If today's map made sense, you're ready for it. Share this with someone still stuck at the start and subscribe. From zero to AI agent. No hype, no shortcuts.